Wired. It's a video game, but it's no ordinary video game. Hello. Wired is an atmospheric puzzle platform game.
But the puzzles are all built on a realistic physical model of electricity.
And this means that by the time you finish it, you'll have a pretty deep understanding of how electricity behaves. Wired is fun.
Wire up circuits.
Right. Switches.
The more machines you have wired up to a fuel cell, the less power they get and the slower they move.
But what if I don't want them to have less power?
This fuel cell is delivering the full amount of power to two machines at the same time.
Depending on how you've got things wired up, you can deliver different amounts of power to different machines.
This is one of the trickiest topics that people get taught at A-level physics. But Wired has a very unusual way of explaining this stuff. Scattered throughout the game, there are these mechanical square puzzles. The way these squares change size and move around exactly mirrors the way currents and voltages change in a circuit as you alter the wiring. For the more technical amongst you, the width of each of these squares represents the size of the current flowing through this component. The height of the square represents the voltage across it, and in this case, each of the components is 1 ohm, which is why they are square. You can see the glowing blue sparks trace out the circuit diagram, showing how the components are wired together. The player internalizes a mental model of how voltage and current behave without even realizing it. And this lets them solve this kind of problem. We start off down here, and we need to get up there. But if we just connect the two platforms up to the fuel cell, we find that we'll never be able to jump from one to the other because they're too far apart. We need that platform to go slowly, so we wire it up in series with a resistor. And we need this other one to go quickly, so we wire it up in parallel with the other two components. We can see that inside the fuel cell there is a pattern of squares similar to the mechanical square puzzles. This lets us jump from platform to platform and get out of the room. As well as all of that stuff, there's a story. There's this young man.
I'm Alexander Moravian. I'm the man who's making this place.
And this chap.
Hello, again.
There's this old man.
Oh, you're inside the school. That's a bit annoying. For you.
And this young lady. Who are they all? What is this strange house in which they find themselves?
What happened to my hair?
There is high tension,
I see you.
some jokes,
Right, let's recap.
and the occasional surprise.
Supplies!
All woven together into a uniquely compelling story that has garnered comments such as, "The story's a bit weird," and "I'm so unsure of it, I couldn't give you an overall opinion," and "It's the best story I've ever written."
Wired. It's fun. It's free. And it's good for you.